Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We have made it to the final scene of Shakespeare's goriest play, Titus Andronicus, and it's gonna get gross. But we sort of saw, well, we knew this was coming because Titus told us yesterday what was coming. But anyway, today we get to hear from who in the folio is called the Goth, but in other versions they say that this is Emilius that speaks this speech. Emilius was sort of like a messenger in between the Goths and the Romans. And it can mean, I guess, different things depending on who you decide is saying it, but whatever. The other stuff that comes before that. So Titus managed to keep Chiron and Demetrius separate from Tamara when they were all dressed up as revenge, rape, and murder. He managed to keep them, and of course he recognized who they were, so he had a couple members of his household come up and bind them up so that he could slit their throats, and then Lavinia caught their blood in a bowl so that he could use their ground up bones plus that blood to make a pie with their heads as the meat filling in the pie. And then his plan is to feed that pie to Tamara at this parlay dinner party that's supposed to be coming up at Titus's house. So Act 5, Scene 3, we start out at Titus's house. And Lucius and Marcus are talking a little bit along with some of the Goths, and they're like, you know, Titus wanted us here, so it's fine that we're here, whatever, but get Aaron out of here. They've got Aaron with them. They're like, get Aaron out of here. He doesn't need to be around. And Aaron says some bad, snarky things on the way out, but they take him out. And then there's, you know, the fanfare saying that the emperor has arrived. So Saturnius and Tamara and some members of their train come in, and Saturnius is like, what, you'd think that, you know, there was more than one son? And Lucius is like, really, you're gonna call yourself a son? And Marcus is like, you know, just calm down everybody. We're here to talk through these things. We're not here to fight. But then Titus comes out and he's dressed like a cook, and Lavinia is there and she's got a veil over her face, and young Lucius is there. And they're like, why are you dressed like that? And he's like, well, I want to make sure that the emperor and empress are well entertained as befits them. And he serves them this food and encourages them to eat. And the emperor is like, okay, so, you know, tell us more about this entertainment, whatever. And Titus is like, I'm glad that you asked. I wanted to ask if Virgilius was correct in killing his daughter. This is a reference to a story wherein Virgilius's daughter was raped, and therefore he killed her so that she wouldn't have to live with the shame anymore. And Saturnius is like, yeah, he was absolutely right to kill her. And Titus is like, why do you say that? And Saturnius says, well, because her shame was painful to him, so he had to get rid of that, so he had to kill her. And Titus is like, my thoughts exactly. And he goes over and kills Lavinia. And they're all like, what? What did you just do? And he's like, well, her pain, her mutilation caused me a lot of pain. And so I had more cause to mourn than Virgilius did, who you just said was right in killing his daughter. So I killed my daughter. And they're like, so wait, Saturnius is like, so wait, your daughter had been raped? Like, who did this? And Titus says, it's you know, did everybody get something to eat? He's like, who messed with Lavinia? And he says, it was Chiron and Demetrius. And Saturnius is like, well, get them in here. And Titus is like, they're already here. They're in that pie that you, Tamara, just ate. You just ate your own kids. And then he stabs Tamara. And then Saturnius is mad about that, so he stabs and kills Titus. And then Lucius is mad about that, so he stabs and kills Saturnius. 3 very quick deaths. And I believe there's a stage direction that just says, like, big tumult or something along those lines. And in this, you know, skirmish, everybody fighting, blah, 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 blah. Some people disappear from the stage and then come back onto the stage. And Marcus is like, what is all of this that's going on? And this Goth / Emilius says, let Rome herself be bane unto herself. And she, whom mighty kingdoms curtsy to, like a forlorn and desperate castaway, do shameful execution on herself. But if my frosty signs and chaps of age, grave witness of true experience, cannot induce you to attend my words, speak, Rome's dear friend, as erst our ancestor, when with his solemn tongue he did discourse to lovesick Dido's sad attending ear, the story of that baleful burning night when subtle Greeks surprised King Priam's Troy. Tell us, what Sinon hath bewitched our ears, or who hath brought the fatal engine in that gives our Troy, our Rome, the civil wound? My heart is not compact of flint nor steel, nor can I utter all our bitter grief, but floods of tears will drown my oratory and break my very utterance, even in the time when it should move you to attend me most, lending your kind hand commiseration. Here is a captain. Let him tell the tale. Your hearts will throb and weep to hear him speak. So what Amelia / this Goth is saying is, like, screw Rome. It's like screw Rome. Y'all need to know some stuff that's been going on, but I can't be the one to tell it because it makes me so sad. I'm not going to get through the story without breaking down in tears. So please, Lucius, tell us the tale. And Lucius is going to tell us the tale. Because bear in mind, not everybody knows all of the elements of this story. And yeah, everybody's got their own sides to it. So even like Saturnius, not knowing that Lavinia had been raped, I mean, he could see that she didn't have hands anymore, but she has a veil over her face, so he may not have known that her tongue had been cut out. But he didn't know that anything bad had happened to her, so he maybe didn't fully understand Titus's grief. So a lot of what just happened, these 3 rapid fire killings, and Titus coming out like this crazy cook who's being half jester, half entertainer, with a dash of murderer thrown in there, was weird for a lot of people. And so what's being said here is that there is a story, and it's a woeful tale. But this person isn't going to be the one to tell it. They want Lucius to tell it. And we're going to get to hear it from Lucius tomorrow. So I'll see you then for that. Mwah.